Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Today we're just gonna try and get as many main scenario quests as possible done. I sometimes have the sads and then it's really difficult to start streaming, hence why I'm super late today. My teaching application got refused. And I don't know what I want to do with my life. Quite honestly, it's not much. But I don't feel like I have the choice to not do very much. And that gives me a sads. Oh well, potato pancakes for dinner tonight. So that's a happy. I like potato pancakes. I like making potato pancakes. I hate when my filter hates me and doesn't want to stay up here. Because my table is always vibrating and this thing just pushes itself off. It's quite annoying. The reason why my table is always vibrating is because I have baby cats. They're all the time. This baby in particular wanted cuddles and headphones the whole day today. It can also be quite lonely streaming because when you choose to stream something like Final Fantasy XIV that has a lot of other streamers, you're kind of cursing yourself with never having any viewers. Unless the viewers particularly know you, so it gets like really lonely. You get to feel a lot like a failure, but I already kind of committed to it, so I wouldn't end something halfway through just because nobody watches me. Greetings! Alpinode informed me that a Scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. I know from a glance what manner of a woman you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Little good it does to us when it comes to our enemies or our elements in starvation. An act so simple as carrying a heavy crate is beyond the capabilities of our healthiest men, believe it or not. Pray forgive the streffo, but would you bring me the aforementioned crate on the docks? There's no one else to whom I can turn. I kinda wish that I was like physically strong. One job was about being an animal carrier and I was like, oh, that's so nice. And then I realized that one of the requirements is being able to carry 20-kilo crates at minimum on your own without any help, and I was like, that's not something I can do. So that was it. Is that the crate I spy in your arms? Pray give it to me quickly. The contents are dear. Herk! I thought my strength somewhat restored, but that clearly is not the case. By the gods, the armor! How could this have happened? It was bestowed upon my father for feats of valor, every scale forged by a master smith, guaranteed to withstand the test of time, or so we thought. The armor must have shifted within its confines during the long sea voyage. Many scales have come loose, and there are holes at the bottom of the crate, to which the 4 missing scales I count must have fallen. Can be repaired in time, but only if we recover those scales. Please, madam, retrace your steps and collect any scales you come across. I feel like some of them are gonna be somewhere where I never went. Oh, they're all like mostly in a line. So that's okay. I know not how I can face my father should these scales be forever lost. Bless you, madam, I am in your debt. All that remains of Doma now are mementos and memories. I can only hope that such keepsakes are lost to us. These memories will be enough. It is very weird when you know that Doma isn't exactly destroyed. While you were seeing to that crate, the other members of my group finished preparing the belongings for the shipment. Once all of the carriages arrive, we can begin loading. Oh, but you needn't concern yourself with that. We can manage with the coachman's help. Rather, I would like you to help around the children that have been given to my care. My son Yozan can tell you more. It is always quite odd for me to see children in the MMO because they're very few and far between. And then you realize that they do actually exist. Oh, I'm amazed that he's all like, don't like get out of my space kind of guy, because I would say get out of my space if somebody stood that close to me. Is that gonna be a dick? No, that's a Mughal. Good. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Hozet. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by a horsebird drawn carriage. But don't you think that they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? Still want to try riding one, but... What's that? You're looking for the others? Don't worry. I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still in hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Whisper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in time. Or the carriage can just leave without them. Imagine the poor, upset children just like left behind by their parents because they were playing hide and seek. Ah, she's kinda cute. Are you playing? Ah, no fair. Yozan didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horsebird carriage? I don't know. It sounds scary. But if Yozan says it's safe, I'll go. How do I even approach these children? Like, I am looking for children that are currently hiding. Are you hiding, child? None of them look like a kid. Hey, you're not Yozan. Who are you? I'm Koharu, Magnanimous Munchausen. I didn't know anyone else was... Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? No, science! Science! Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Alright, it's almost time to go. Nice meeting you! I see it. Funnily enough, the only reason why I saw the child was because they have a quest mark on their head. How'd you find me? Bah, guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Your children are packed and ready. Wonderful! All the children are counted. Hide and seek? Ah, I see that you are curious. It's quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri Thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Guardians found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Aw. It's really sad when hide and seek is done with a reason like that. Like, hey, if soldiers come, hide or you're gonna be killed! All of the carriages have arrived, but my father, stubborn to the last, he's refusing to leave. It's the smell of the chocobos. Many of us find it difficult to bear, but he cannot abide it. To be honest, I find it odd that we're yet to meet an Eorzean who shares our sentiments. Other than the waitress at the pissed paste. Mayhap she has a means to address the smell. Might you go and see what she knows? You have legs too, mister. You most definitely have legs too. I checked. You're standing with them. The Dolmens are sickened by the chocobo smell? Ha! I know just how they feel. Carriage rides make me more queasy than boat rides because of that alone. Why not try using this perfume to mask the smell? Can't promise it will help though. Swore off carriages ages ago. Too much vomiting. Ew. Or am I supposed to, like, apply it? Kinda wanna write in this. This looks kinda cool. Let me just scent my chocobo. Oi, what in the seventh house you doing with my birds? Dousing them with gods know what comical concoctions. That ain't right. They're skittish creatures at heart. Get them right up and they're liable to go every which way but one you want. Explain yourself. Well, what's done is done. Reckon you best make sure it did the trick before you called the old man over, though. I can't interpret that sentence, so I'm gonna start trying. Get in there and take a good long whiff. Don't be shy now. Okay, so we're just gonna sniff the chocobo. Very weird. Reckon still smells like a chocobo? Like some vial of flower water cover up a chocobo's musk. Bless your heart, miss. You're going about the wrong way. Rather than pouring perfume on everything what offends your olfactory senses, just do it like the gobbies do. The gobbies do? What then you mean? Or you never traded tongue flaps with a gobby trader? I'm talking about the masks, miss. Gobbies don't care much for the air around these parts, hence why they wear contraptions. They pack 'em with herbs and whatnot. Here, take the scarf, splash a few drops of that perfume on it, then tell the old man to tie it around his face like so. Or else you better hope he doesn't hate the perfume too. Cover your mouth. Try as I might, I cannot convince my father to board the carriage. Have you any ideas how we might deal with the chocobo smell? Of course! Why didn't I think of that? Such a simple and elegant solution. You should take this to my father at once. Oh, so now you have legs and they're using them. As opposed to me running every little bit of errand for you. It was a happy coincidence that Falkland's perfume was made from peach blossoms. First my father scoffed, but one sniff was enough to put his mind at ease. Oh, if only you could have seen our orchids, so vast, so vibrant. Foreign merchants clamored for our fruits, so great was our reputation. It is past time that we move on. The carriages are waiting. I'll take the money, thanks. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I will be traveling in the lead carriage along with the young Koharu, whom I believe you have already met. To understand the road to Oda is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you're ready to leave, please inform the coach. Okay, I'll escort you. Everybody needs an escort. Eager to be off, are ya? Well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have a problem. Fierce-looking beasties been south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on them, of course, but it don't pay to gamble with this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So, was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area's safe-like. And if you come across anything dangerous, know what to do. When you're satisfied the way clear, meet us outside Horizon. Okay, well. Do I have to be satisfied that the road is clear, or do you have to be satisfied with the road is clear? Because I am already quite satisfied that the road is clear. I mean, anything in between, you can just run around. And it is literally being such a great operation to just go from here to here. You can walk that way. I suppose they actually like want to take their belongings and stuff, but seriously, you could be walking. We're literally completing 4 quests just to get them one zone. Even if we were to say that the world's vast, this isn't that big of a distance. I mean, by Eorzean time, I can cover this in a chocobo in a few hours. That would mean that by foot, it would probably be a day's walking at most. I suppose they did say that some of them are too sick to walk. Hello, Nerba. They could just wobble very short distance at a time. I mean, apparently they wobbled all the way up there. Oh, fun bit of trivia. According to some videos posted online, if you have very bad frame rate in this game, you can jump higher. So there was a beastie, was being the operative word, eh? Time to stop patting the birds and move on. Well fought, madam, well fought. And if only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. So are we transporting 200 people or 4 people? Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. Sigh, but we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten, Lady Yugiri's kinsmen lead of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, father. To she who has given everything, we shall give her all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do it without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's stall will grow and prosper by our hands. Hey, Miss Magnanimous, Kahara and I want to know why you became an adventurer. Oh god, okay. To go whither the wild rose blooms. Do you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Magnanimous, I got a question. What's Revenant's stall like? Is it pretty? It is a stone's throw away from an inferior castrum. Yeah, that's not a nice answer. It's a bastion of civilization and unforgiving harshness. That will be a good one. So there's lots of rocks and things? It sounds a bit scary, but you will be there too, won't you? I love the answer of, it's just a stone's throw away from a castrum. I know that you're all like mentally scarred and everything, so this is exactly what you need right now. Enough, Koharu, it's my turn again. Miss Magnanimous, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do you have me do? Buy weapons and armor from Ravina. Aww. Train every day. Ah, so my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me, and don't leave anything out. Alright, alright. That's enough questions for Miss McDonald's. That's not fair. Why does Yozen get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Yes, one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Dodd. Really? Then I will. Thanks for advice, Miss Magnanimous. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer too. When we get to Revenant's Stall, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Magnanimous and Lady Yugiri. Yeah. Then have a nap. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? In fact, multiple of my cats are having naps right now. It's like prime nap time. Was it tasty? Was it fun? I was gonna say, that's not 72 carriages game, that is 1. You don't wanna? Also, if you're supposed to go in an hour, you can right now put on a tuxedo and have an hour's nap. That's the bestest. So I like my leaf. It makes people have lower expectations. And just go in with like a suit and unshaven. Just find a suit, put it on, and have a nap. Magnanimous, I take it first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No. I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Remnant's Hall forthwith. It's past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Hall. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Domin delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slavborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domins will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, then the resulting ties should stand the Domins in good stead for that is which to come. Safe travels! Yay, I get to do the political nonsense! That is just what I always wanted. To be fair, every quest done is every quest I will not need to do again. And this is not that bad of a part. And there are a few parts that I like, but a lot of it is like Minfilia's tea party. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter it into here. We welcome all sorts, provided they're willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slavborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We're both frontier hands as well as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slavborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Fruitful. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedents. 7 hells, Magnanimous. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the rising stones. This is the blonde girl that sits there and does nothing. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the rising stones anon. Mostly because Skype was supposed to be off. So let me try and fix that. Yeah. It always is. I don't like that. There we go. There's no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldesion continue to meet with failure. Uriandra has explored our other avenues of inquiry, but the two have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I shouldn't not blame you if you did. Nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. But that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of those refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here? Please show her in. I shall very much like to meet her. I honestly really hate Skype on Windows because it auto pops up as like a app, so you don't even see it anywhere, but it shows you as online. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave, and then the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, please speak with Slathborn, Lady Yugiri, or Magnanimous. That is another thing. I think my sound is up too high and my game sound is too low. Yeah. That is true. And there we go. Ah. You have the next quest. I pray the Doman's journey has been uneventful. We have endured too much hardship and far too long. Forgive me, there was another matter I wish to discuss. My mother wanted to see it that Doman's received a welcome supper. Now that the first group is nearly here, would you go and see if she's in need of assistance? And there you go, your regular Realm Reborn patch quests, making supper. Wish my life had quests. Hello again, Magnanimous. To what do I owe the pleasure? Ah, ever the warrior, my Scylla. The seventh heaven should have the meals ready by now. Though I believe they are yet to be delivered. Would you mind speaking with Alice to be sure? And take this wine with you. The adults will appreciate it. You have quite the amount of wine here. Oh, you want 2 bottles. Always whenever I get phone calls out of nowhere, that's normally because they just expect me to be not busy at any point in time. However, I always worry that something has happened, and then you recall and they're like, nope, nothing has happened. What'll be? Wine or something strong? How very kind of you to volunteer your help. Here, take these meals to the emissary's assistant outside the northern grades. She'll handle the distribution. Are they gonna be eating in the carriage or somewhere in particular? Wiggly. Such a long worm. As you can see, the Domans but recently arrived. I was assured he would have food and drink by now, but we had to receive aught from the seventh heaven. Ah, excellent! Many thanks, Magnanimous. While they had rations to sate their hunger during the journey, there is no substitute for a freshly cooked meal. You mean on Steam or where? I must say, I was not expecting you, of all people, to deliver these. Far be it from me to question your organization's delegation of duties, but surely there are other tasks better suited to your talents. Though on further consideration, I should probably consider this a blessing, or a situation which would benefit from your personal attention. Literally everyone thinks that it's weird that I'm doing the dirty work, so why am I doing the dirty work? Mayhap you have already heard, but the lake cobras that inhabit the area along the road to St. Coach's found to have multiplied to the plague, like proportions of lake. Light. This wasn't a concern for us in the past, only proven adventurers tend to gather in Revenant's Stall. However, with the recent arrival of the Doman refugees, among which are elderly and the young children, suffice it to say that it would not do for our newly arrived guests to fall prey to local fauna. For their sake, would you be so kind and get rid of those rampant cobras? The creatures have made nests among the broken pieces of the Imperial airship. You can use these slices of rancid effed meat to lure them out. That is a lot of effed meat. You want me to do quite the slaughtering. At least the Revenant's Stall seems to be very relaxing. So does everybody have to like place me to lure them out, or would they use children too? No, I was turned away. Mimi. I couldn't even hit it because I was facing the wrong direction. There are more locations in here? Couldn't we just be like, do not play around metal constructions that may hide some giant cobras, kids? Yay! I wasn't facing that direction, I was facing a different direction. You're stupid. Do I really need to use food to lure them out when they're just like right there in large quantities? Couldn't I just like run along the shore and go and kill some cobra? That it wasn't my Quora question. I haven't exactly advertised on Facebook that I asked it, so... Probably asked that Quora question anonymously. But all the snakes are dead, so I can continue thinking about that a bit later. I'll continue thinking about it now. And be very concerned. The decoing is done? Thank you! You have done us a great service. While you were afield tending to that business, I saw that Domans were fed, that they're weary from the long journey, and that memory of their lost homeworld is heavy in their hearts. And I dare say I sense a glimmer of hope in the bearing. In time, they may yet regain a semblance of inner peace. Oh, and I ought to mention that something seemed to be afoot over at the Rising Stones. As you be absent for a matter of import, it might be very well to report back. What, is there like more snakes for me to kill? Yeah, just in case I'm like checking. Yeah, I hope it wasn't my core question. What is all that hand gesturing?
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
Yeah! Leviathan! Leviathan!
That is the way of it, I fear.
Can I just go and fight it now?
Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas.
And it's time to build a raft.
One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective.
This be the past or the present, or...?
And there is the explanation.
Ah, it's when she stared at the Sahagin.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
I appreciate how you're wearing a crab on your head.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
So do Rogadins start helping them imagine that they have, you know, fins?
Are the two of you quite well?
Or did they just want to die when Leviathan comes?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
Can't we just fail it and
Have
go
our
to
full
primal
cooperation.
extermination?
Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the Echo.
Can we have Tataru as the
Very well.
new leader
I
for
shall
forever?
not stand in your way. on the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye.
Just a giant water snake.
Loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
Now that happens quite often in here.
Godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Be sure that you like killing things. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think this is eventually inevitable. Not so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs behind all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa and meet the Admiral. She will not be idle in the intervening time and will doubtless have valuable information to share. You are expected. Please take the slip to the command room. Wonder how many people in life think that it's a horrible thing to aspire to be a housewife? You really like her looks from here. Yeah, so much sea. You can see. Is it even like a sea or is it a huge lake? Because that's a lot of landmass. No, I'm taller than her. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has apprised you of the situation? Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Hagen has no crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement the cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I'm not inclined to let the fishblacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Science support in this endeavor. But if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support. Much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I'm given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I'm only assured that you will have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own two eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Anonymous. Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagan movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falbrita has charge of the garrison. I should use that ticket at some point. God, I hate when something happens and then all you can think about is that something that has happened. Oh, she just mailed me my labels. No, that's okay. Ah, that feels a lot better. But not really. My mother expects me to have a career. Really a lot, and the fact that I'm going back there like 2 months from now doesn't make me feel the bestest. No! It's up there, it's not inside, god damn it. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom Scouts has been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. That our scouts might move unhindered and return unscathed, diversionary maneuvers are presently underway. In charge of these maneuvers is Uju Jial. If you are otherwise unoccupied, mayhap you could be willing to offer here your aid. I offer thee my aid. You're here to help with diversions? Aren't you supposed to be that one irreplaceable adventurer that success of the operation is hinging on? I'm inclined to say it's not worth risking your neck for something that's trifling such as this, and if the hero insists, who am I to argue? Here, take these explosives, use them to blow the Sahagan Pavis sky high and create a commotion in Halfstone, the likes of which the fishbacks have never seen. That ought to keep them good and occupied. In the event that the Sahagan come after you, there's no need to be shy. Stay around, get yourself acquainted, whatever it takes to buy more time for our scouts. Get yourself acquainted. Essentially means acquaint the Sahagan with your asks. That's not very nice. I'm like exploding their houses. In fact, I would say that's quite mean. At least they're living somewhere nice. Look at how pretty it is in here. Such colorful. Lots of corals and stuff. We even have giant seashell brush things. I would want to live here too. I'm trying to ignore the fate, but it pushed my quests into my freaking round selection line. Tonight you sleep with the fishes. Ah! Does that mean you like me, fish? Getting stuck on rocks. Whoops! Wrong person to talk with. Sounds like the diversion was a success. I heard the fireworks all the way over here. My thanks, friend. We have done all we can for our scouts. All that's left is to pray that they'll return safely. Our scouts are long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it's not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa all told. Or dig this flask of restorative tend to those who might have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask you that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. I think I could go to the end of the world and still be alive, so you don't have to worry about me, lady. There's people somewhere in here? Are we sure? Of all times to forget the restorative. Thank you, I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Slightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. Okay, so I should travel to the Serpent's Tongue. Free the captured people. See, I can travel to the end of the world and be fine. Oh, they were murdered. One corpse? Oh, they even killed the girl. That's just not nice. We put it into our pocket. 2 corpse. You returned! Thank the navigator! When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would make an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of others? Dear gods! These wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or not, they have gone too far. I dread to think what may have become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The warhounds will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Could have just sent me! I can take a look at how much crystals they have. Try, damned fishback bastards! Or kill them slowly and then chase the rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We're here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want you mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. Where to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. Frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We're not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commanders, you have charged over that effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levies spearhead the assault and have subsequent units fan out to cover the flanks. At the self-same moment, the diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Chrism's fleet shall harry the enemy from the offshore. And likewise, Wysians shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Magnanimous and Y'shtola, the two of you to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions shall serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. Small party, believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Tancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Magnanimous. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Magnanimous? Too long ago, Baron, but come, let us away. Never! I don't remember with fighting with Y'shtola at my side. I love eating cookies. Cookies are nice. Oh, not an instant then. Okay. tried to explain that you still need to do regular dungeons with endgame. Wait, that did not count as you being dead? Okay, now it does. Now it counts as you being dead. You just all the aggro. No, okay. One of them de-aggroed. Just wanna have my health reset. Okay, now we can engage. They stunned me and that made me stand too far away to hit them. Pray do not concern yourself, that was but a glancing go. Come to the Aetheryte is close at hand, let us press on. This place is very easy to navigate, just saying. If you run far enough, they stop chasing you. Oh no, not the fish.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Oh, then the civilian part will be easier to kill now, won't it? Good staking action.
Did I miss much?
Now, if that was only a vampire Thancred, that would be very fitting.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans.
Make no quarrel with anyone carrying sharp objects, Thancred.
But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Were you performing air tricks or something? No, if you wanted to be efficient, you would have another one in your mouth. Sexy boy.
To the Aetheryte!
To that Aetheryte! For it is miles away!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
And this is why you carry around a pistol. What class would she even be? I mean, she's most definitely not machinist. Machinists get like heavy guns and stuff. And turrets on top of it. She has none.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end!
You could just be saying the incantation rather than just, you know...
You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs.
And, you know, threatening. The threatening that just isn't working.
Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
At least it looks so pretty!
You feel that?
It's so blue!
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
Such power! It is transcendent!
Oh no, their priest is a bubble now. Oh, that's a horrible way to be immortal.
7 hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
Until you run out of bodies.
Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants. I beseech you, come forth!
Like how his own protective force wasn't like, oh no,
Die,
Bill! You're gonna shoot them all? Yes.
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
No, but now you have no body. So that must really suck.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Didn't he say that you have to like get a new body in a specific amount of time or you just expire?
Where did he go?
The water. Where else?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost.
Ouch.
For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Anybody got a boat? Yo! Boat! Enough to raise entire coastal settlements if this last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated. How in the 7 hells are we to prevent it? By getting on a boat? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he's effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure, but Lyman herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whorl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and match wood of us. We need a little plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Ah! Oh yeah, one last ticket. Well, now the tickets are over. Oh, god damn it. One thing that you do not see in the higher level zones is the guild seller spam. Aw, that's a new person. Or a guild seller. Either one. And they're a tall man.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Hearthstone, it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye. The thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa.
That would be one hell of a tidal wave.
That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
Nice tale, lady. Any idea how?
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it?
Good thankreed.
The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
We must build a better ship.
The reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Good idea, bad idea?
Freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe.
Cut his tail off?
This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
How do we corrupt some crystals?
Such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
I should stop trying to drop the
built
dead
a similar
skin
device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Do you want Sid to build another one, but pull a Leviathan?
But to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might.
But I'll build
The
it.
tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
I know many
Now,
pirate
from
tales.
what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
So 4 ships now? 3 ships? Ships?
Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Good job, man with a
Will
difficult
be
name.
dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
Yay, they're getting us the ships. Now we just need corrupted crystals.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Okay. You got a thing to say? Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans feared us. Something amiss? Weird man? What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best to be delivered at once. I'm listening. According to Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. Oh god. Accidentally skipped. She didn't say anything important. And yet, having waged Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? A twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claim. Magnanimous, seek him out and learn what he knows. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Great Fleet in Lower Lanasia. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Yeah, it might be best to just travel from Limsalement. Pretty sure that lower is up. It's a bit weird. Yep. Which is still a bit weird. I hate having things on my mind. Also trying to figure out if I have a spot on my neck or a bulging blood vessel. I don't think that the answer is both. That would be very weird. At least when life gets hard, I always have lots of sleepy kitties. That's always very cute. I know that my free company is accepting applications, but I never actually ever saw one submitted. Hey, Eric! Yeah, unfortunately, players tend to not stick around and then free companies die. Judging from the novice thing, I remember something about this. I remember something about doing... Oh, it's you. It's you again. No, look here, you have my bloody story right after you carried those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked out the chocobo stables, and before I rolled millstone over the mill, and also before... hello there, pantless guy that had me do these things for Titan. Gods, man, I worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days, and do you hear me complaining? But I suppose some of us ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Trashbone ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, cause I won't be repeating myself. Too modesty, besides there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you keen? The tale of Draken's epic victory over the dread primal Leviathan. Now Leviathan's huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big each of his scales is, about as wide across as me members long. Ain't that no mean feat, let me tell you. You still haven't noticed me. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage. Cause that proved to be grave mistake. What happened next? Oh, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. May have too modest now. There's some say yet can never truly beat Leviathan. They got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Now the company do. It's like, hey! It is you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention, is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I ain't nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, I'm maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them and don't happen much. Me members tiny, it's pathetic. Why did you just say that? Me members tiny? I'm sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was jerking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent some moms off the coast with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was bloody scared. I soiled myself right there and then. Oh gods, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey wait, if you're here asking about Leviathan, it means you're planning to fight them, ain't ya? Where's with all the numbers? And thanks. Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. You're not careful, you end up in gullet at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horse! I can't believe you made me handle Jacobo dung. Magnanimous, this is Nymphilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? Beg your pardon? Leviathan? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. Where are we gonna get the crystals, though? Is that done? We await you at the Morabi Drylocks. Please make your way here as soon as you're able. What's with the numbers? At least it's in the same zone, so that's nice. No, they're gonna give numbers. I'm gonna give numbers. They're bragging how big their free companies are? Or are they just counting? I think they're just counting. It's just one person. Yeah, it is just one person. What are you trying to say? Probably just trolling, but now I'm all like... hunting location? Ah, okay. bite a patch or something? Thought you're down to the grey fleet crowd proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense, the moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whorl leader, I call her, is now complete, and she surpasses all my expectations, in addition to her prodigious Tonzeg. She has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The whole letter and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. I know that look. You're ready. Haven't been constructed in some time, the Whorl leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Nalik and Vimelis are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Where did we get the crystals? Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. I wish my cat didn't sleep on keyboards. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Tancred and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in the effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapside, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Tancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd Levy and Lady Yugiri the 5th. But what words have I for a woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go verily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Magnanimous. Yay, I'm being believed by again. It's almost like I could be a primal myself. And yay, we're no longer getting the normal version, so makes it a bit easier. That's the only extreme, but we need the herd. And after we finish this, we will probably just be done for today. How many quests did I complete today? I tried not counting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, goody! More than yesterday. 12, so it seems. Much of a ship, that's just more of a platform, isn't it? Did those water bubbles just completely stop? I think they did. I suppose they laid the platform on top of both ships. So it isn't just a floating platform, it just looks like it because it's, you know, they placed it on top. Hello, Levy Cookie. What a pleasant day today, isn't it? Get to see my Levy Cookie. Okay, one thing. Nobody ever presses the thing in time, so we may die a few times. Why? Because the timing's different depending on how much DPS you do. First one should be easy to time. The second one that's a bit like, eh. Let me just give the spell. It's quite nice that the added work for both things. I heard it. Yeah, I did. You can either see him do that or hear it. Mateo! Mateo! I remember once I was farming the extreme version for the pony that it drops for a very, very long time. And then when I stopped, the world was still slightly moving because... What? I can't see, but this platform isn't completely stable. It's actually a bit wobbly. And it gets a bit more wobbly during the extreme version. So I was just like, oh, the world wobble. Yeah, wobble! I hope that people kill disputes. Anybody's doing the further skills? Oh. Is there a reason? Maybe he just hates fumes so much. This way. The extreme version doesn't like have relics, so you just go off. It's always quite a funny thing. Also, it's quite nice for them to make it impossible for us to press the button, because about this time, normally that button becomes operational. And then you're like, oh, he's gonna do these charges, and then he's gonna do a spinny attack. So you go in and you press it, and then it's the wrong thing. Yeah, there you go. Chances are it is right. But oftentimes you DPS him just enough to push him into the space sooner. Or you think that you did, but you actually didn't. And then you just list your charges and you're like, whoopsie, elemental conversion spent. is this part that you can have on a pony as a music. And you're just running around forever with that sounding. My husband always found it very annoying because all they're doing is going Leviathan, Leviathan, Leviathan. I found it quite charming. It has like such a primal feel to it, like, oh, Leviathan! Why is the death of him so pretty? Yay! I can now accept next job quest, except that I can't because I'm not in Heavensward yet. And I got 4 accommodations. The life of the tank. I'm gonna port to Limsa and then we're just gonna stop it here for today. I'm sorry that I'm not a very happy cookie today. I have some worse and better days at times, like everybody else. But that was quite fun, especially that little bit with the man who's all like, oh yeah, you know, the Titan quest thingy thingy. Oh, England. UK. It is where I live. So yeah, thank you for watching and hopefully see you tomorrow because I am practically doing this daily until I will have nothing to do.